What aside from games, what and you've talked a little bit about construction and a few other things. Where do you see if someone is learning the skill set of Unity and C Sharp and how to make things work together? What are the career paths? We only ever talk about games. That's what we're up to here. But our fundamental premise is that we're teaching people skills by making games. So you don't necessarily then have to say, I'm going to go make games. And I think it's one of those things as well. Maybe after you've spent a decade making games or in the games industry or around games, you kind of get a little bit curious and say, even if you've been doing this for 6 months, what else could I do? And what other opportunities, particularly from a career, work, making money standpoint, what other paths do you see people go down and have successful careers and, make some of the monies?
Yeah, I mean, the visibility I have is going to be quite biased towards VR and AR, obviously, because that's just what I work with. But I see clients in almost every industry using VR and AR in ways that I hadn't imagined. So there are BIM professionals. So BIM is building information modeling data. So that's a kind of architecture and construction area. And I see them using VR, for example, to mock up a building before they built it, so they can walk their clients around it. I see people using AR to maybe peer inside a wall so that they can fix pipes and know where they are because they've scanned it ahead of time. But there's really, it's endless. Tim mentioned earlier, what was it you called? I've had a
draggy dog. I think
no, that's not what I was going for.
It's hard to forget, but
an engineer fixing a machine. That was what you mentioned.
Right.
So, and I wanted to go back to that because that's an example I've seen as well. So using AR to kind of activate an overlay on a machine so that you know how to fix it. So I've seen machine operations and maintenance done with AR. So I find that nearly every industrial client that I speak to has, maybe sample bias here, has at least a few XR specialists using that to benefit the organization. But also, once you learn Unity and C Sharp is a language, and like any language, it unlocks a load of possibilities. If you learn to speak Spanish, you get any job in which that's relevant. So C Sharp is fantastic for Unity, but if you want to do things like machine learning, then adding in Python allows you to unlock a lot of that. That's would say is one of the most popular languages for data manipulation and machine learning and AI, which, big data is a huge area of work and is used in, again, a whole range of industries. I've seen people using Unity for molecular modeling and predictive chemistry. There's just almost any area you want to work in. In fact, my background's in zoology, and I've now seen zoos using VR and AR to make interactive exhibits. So whatever your current skill set is, you can almost certainly combine that with programming, whether that's Unity or C Sharp or a different language, any language really that you're interested in. There's almost certainly a way to combine your kind of career history or your passion, even if it's not your career yet, with coding. I worked on a project last year, which was helping artists to create interactive XR digital artwork to sell. So artists are also using XR. So there's really no limit.